Good afternoon. Today is Monday, October 19th. And as you've probably heard by now, the governor has announced that he's imposed mitigations as the result of sustained COVID-19 infections and positivity testing levels throughout Region 5 in the southern part of Illinois, which is 33 counties, including Williamson County. I want to be abundantly clear from the start of what all of this means. Region 5 is not being locked down, nor has Region 5 had a stay-at-home order or anything close to that issued. But this is what the mitigation is and what it looks like. Restaurants and bars, starting with their opening of business this Thursday, will not have indoor seated service. So we're back to curbside pickup or outdoor service. I am urging restaurant owners in Marion that choose to do so to arrange for tents to be placed outside of their businesses and the tables within those tents to be appropriately distanced, along with portable heaters as you see fit if you choose to have outdoor service. Furthermore, specifically to restaurant and bar owners that are being impacted by these measures, I am highly encouraging you to apply for a new business interruption grant from the state of Illinois' Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. This is not the same grant through DCEO that you may have applied for before at the beginning of the crisis. And this one is one that you apply for directly, not through the city or the county. And as I understand this program, you could potentially get a grant equivalent to up to 2 months worth of operating expenses if you qualify. Now, this application is completely online, and we will put a link to that application online on our city website under the COVID-19 link that is going to be at the top right of the main web page. And we'll try to put that address here on the screen and a screenshot of where that link is at. The earlier that you apply, the better chance you might have of getting the funds to you. So I do really encourage you to do that now. And again, you can find that link to get started on our City of MarionIL.gov website, and there on the very top far right of the screen there will be a COVID-19 link, and that's what you need to click and then find subsequently this application process. So what all this means to the rest of us is that in the opinion of the health experts that rely on data from contact tracers, one of the distinct commonalities that has been present among those that have tested positive has been their previous presence at restaurants and bars. Now, to be clear, this is the case all over the world, not just in Illinois, and certainly not just Region 5. The policy experts are trying to balance the needs of businesses, commerce, and the need to have a controllable spread of the virus so that our health systems don't get overwhelmed, just like it was at the beginning. Nevertheless, we prevailed in the spring when we weren't sure what was next. And while these mitigations do present a new challenge with cooler temperatures, we will continue to find innovative ways to support our local restaurants and bars, and we'll have more on that in the coming days. The governor called me yesterday and we spoke at length about his decision and what the goals should now be and how you can help us get back to normal. This next statement that I'm about to make is the very most important one of my entire address today. Please go get a test, even if you are healthy. Let me explain why. There's two main reasons that I'm urging you to do this. To go get a test, even if you feel perfectly healthy, no symptoms, no temperature, anything like that. And that's a distinctly different message than what we've heard several months ago or up until recently. The first reason, obviously, nothing new, but if there are people that are carrying the virus and don't know it, finding that out so that they can isolate while they get healthy will help control the spread of the virus to others. And that would clearly help us all, including this specific time where we need to get out from under these mitigations so the restaurant and bars can fully open again. Because what we need is to get more people not only that test, but test negative. That simply helps us to get below that 8% threshold. As I understand it, the region, again, 33 counties, we're at 9.1%. And so we need to get as a region back under 8%. Interestingly, I had been tracking this by zip code for quite some time, and as of yesterday, Marion's specific zip code is less than 5%. But whether we specifically are the problem or whether we are not the problem, to the data, we can all be a part of getting the mitigations lifted. And one of the best ways to do that is simply go get a test. So again, if enough people in Region 5 in the next 10 days or so can test negative, and that number gets out from back under 8%, then the governor and IDPH will consider lifting the mitigations. This strategy works just like it worked for Metro East very recently, and it slowed their spread and allowed their mitigation efforts to be lifted. And that's just what we need to do. We've got to get that number where it needs to be so that we could get the impacted businesses back open. And as a whole, we need it just to stay healthier until a vaccine can be widely available to all of us. Now, you can take advantage of Heartland Hospital here in Marion or their urgent care facility, both of which test, and SIH's testing centers, as well as many more. The time has come to get tested because our local healthcare systems have the capacity to test at a high level. This was not true just several months ago or even weeks ago. They can now. Heartland has 2 testing facilities, like I said, one located at the hospital, and you can follow the signs to get in line for that test after you call the 800 number or the local number that we will also have listed on a link on our website under the COVID-19 link. SAH has a similar process with their facility here, which is just south of Walmart on Civic Drive, I believe, next to Farmer State Bank, and that's also a in your car as you wait type of a swab test. And that information we will have on our website. It just takes a couple minutes, and I'm not kidding about that. I have been tested twice myself, one at each of those facilities, interestingly enough. It is quick, and at least for me, it was a painless process. In addition, I've asked the Illinois Department of Public Health to have a mobile testing site deployed and available at the Pavilion in Marion on a drive-through, stay-in-your-car basis. That will be Wednesday, the 28th of October, and the next day, Thursday, the 29th, and that will be open 9 until 5 at the Pavilion parking lot, and that's on Sioux Drive, which is just north of the mall in Marion. Now, moving beyond these mitigations, I want to be clear about what has not been addressed. Seems to be a lot of rumors going around today, which are impossible to try to address one-on-one, so I want to make my best effort at telling you what it does not address, at least at this point, to my knowledge. The Department of Public Health has issued no new updated guidance to schools or any other types of business with this mitigation effort, other than the fact that the other mitigation effort is that instead of having 50 gathered at one particular spot, it's limited to 25. From the beginning of the pandemic, we both know there have been many twists and turns. I want to remind you again to please consider wearing a mask while in public, especially when you're around others in close proximity. I know many of you still feel that infringes upon your rights, or it's illegal, or whatever, for somebody to make you do so. But regardless of the ever-changing CDC guidance that we've all experienced throughout of this, I believe it can, and it does, help minimize the spread of this virus. So please consider very consistently wearing that mask. You can simply help the most, other than getting tested, by limiting your contact to others, especially in close proximity indoors. At the beginning of this process, I made the analogy of this pandemic being an unexpected stop sign on our road trip together. Later on, I mentioned that we were pulling away from that stop sign, and eventually we would all look at all of this in the rearview mirror. Today's announcement, kind of continuing on with that analogy, is like a speed sign that's telling us to slow down a little bit of our acceleration rate. at least just for a little while, until we can get back past these little speed bumps on the road. This is not a reason to panic. It's just a reminder for us to be vigilant, and we'll get past these speed bumps. And that's where we are, and that's how we fix it. Please continue to patronize our restaurants and bars by utilizing pickup or outdoor dining as they may offer it, as they still need our support. We want and need them to succeed, all of us. Again, consider buying some gift cards from them, this time to give away as stocking stuffers for your friends and your family. That will help them a great deal right now. Please visit cityofmarionil.gov and click on the top right link on the webpage that says COVID-19 update, as we will keep you updated with the most current information that we have there. And as always, please call, email, or text me if you need my help. May God bless you, our great nation, and the city of Marion.